I think you can hear me now. Wagwan shorties, you already know how it be. Watching Basement Ballers podcast stream. Put it down like... Wait. Okay, there we go. Ooh. Hit it, go. Making money every day, you already know. Basement Ballers 4:30, and Ibrahim is not here, but that's okay because we're kind of used to it. But no, I'm kidding. What's good, everybody? Welcome to the stream. I hope you guys are having an amazing day. It's Wednesday, August 2nd. Damn, it's August already, and we're talking about more football transfer news. And I think most of us are kind of like saying, you know what, we kind of want the season to already be starting because, damn, you know, it's been too long. It's been too long. We want some real football. We want some real stakes. Tired of seeing my team lose and just, you know, get pissed off for nothing because we ain't, you know, none of these matches are worth nothing. But they're worth something to me because I'm telling you, they're good scouting opportunities. I'm pretending like I'm some professional ass. They're good scouting opportunities for us Liverpool fans and obviously for the owners, and obviously good scouting opportunities for all teams, for everybody to see how the new players are kind of stacking up. Again, in a more fun, I guess, way. So today, Liverpool played Bayern, which ended 4-3 in Bayern's favor. And it really showed some struggles that Liverpool are having and continue to face. And to be honest, we're going to get into that today because I think a lot of us Liverpool fans are getting real frustrated. United fans are probably getting a little frustrated lately. Arsenal fans are probably feeling pretty good because, I mean, it looks like they might be signing David Raya, which was kind of like out of the blue. But that's Brahim's topic. That's Brahim's topic of discussion to talk about today because he's an Arsenal fan. He's also going to give you a bit of a highlight for Barcelona. And we're going to talk about all these preseason games leading up to essentially next week. There he is. Actually, he's calling me right now. What a guy. Yes. Okay. What's good, Raheem?
What's poppin', Brent?
We have started streaming. Let me just put you on because you're kind of cute like this.
I still can't see you though.
Listen, bro. I promise before the beginning of the season, I'm gonna get this shit fixed.
No, that's cool. Don't worry about it.
All right, let me just switch over to my podcast setup. Ooh, there he is. What's good, bro? You take a shower? You looking kind of cute.
I did, yes. I took a shower. You know.
You gotta look good for the homies that are tuned into the stream, huh?
I do. I gotta look. I always gotta look at look tip top shape and all that.
100%, bro. And you never disappoint. And I'm sure a lot of the viewers will also agree that you never disappoint. You're the main attraction. And I've already given them a bit of a summary of what we're gonna talk about today just before you hopped on. So we're just gonna jump
Mm,
right into it, starting off with preseason. So I think the best way to tackle this topic is we'll focus on some of the major preseason games that have kind of happened from last week, and
mm,
focusing obviously on our teams and what we are
mm,
liking, what we're not liking.
mm,
But let's start off in La Liga. Let's start off with Barcelona because I think that a lot of the things that happened this week are really focused on Barcelona. So, what are you thinking,
mm.
bro? What's going on?
Uh, well, I didn't actually remember you texted me a few days ago saying Dembele was gonna get sold, and I told you I didn't believe it. But yeah, I don't know. I mean, him getting sold. I don't know, man, because he gets injured a lot. But the thing is, we don't have a winger like him in the team. So like Barca this preseason to me looked good. Like even against Arsenal, even though we lost, it was our first game of preseason, and it was Arsenal's like fourth. So for me, like it was pretty good. Then we beat Madrid, and then we won yesterday against Milan with like half, pretty much most of our team not even playing.
Mm-hmm.
So no, I'm satisfied. I'm satisfied. But for me, there's one area of concern, and well, he was like this last preseason, but Lewandowski looks sluggish.
Yeah, you think
Like
he's getting
everything,
old?
like everything is like every time someone gives him the ball, bounces off him, his touch is off, his shots off, everything's off. And for me, well, with Dembele leaving, so the attack now looks like. So I'd guess it would be so with him leaving. I'm assuming Abde stays.
Yeah.
So left wing would be, I guess, Fati and Abde. Until Victor Roque comes in, I'm assuming Ferran Torres probably deputizes Lewandowski because he can play as a striker.
Mm-hmm.
And then you have Rafinha and damn, who else? Yeah, that's the thing. Yeah, we would need
A backup right
I think we
winger.
need to, not even a backup right winger. We need to get Victor Roque in,
Yeah,
like now if we
or even
can, because
Bernardo
he's the
Silva.
backup striker. Yeah, him, because for me, like I mentioned last week, I think I mentioned this anyways. If we what well now we are selling Dembele. Sell Dembele for me. Priority right now is get João Cancelo. I like Bernardo Silva to me can probably wait a bit, like maybe till like next summer. I don't know. Like if we can get him now, I wouldn't mind.
Mm.
For me, a right back is the important thing because Rafinha is not great one on one like Dembele, so he can't hold down the right wing spot by himself. So he needs an overlapping fullback
Mm-hmm.
to like kind of help him out there. And Kunde's not an overlapping fullback. And Kunde also this preseason, whenever he's played center back, has looked better. That's the thing. His natural position is a center
I
back. So
don't
for
even think.
me,
Yeah, Xavi doesn't want him in the right on the right back. I don't
well,
even.
Xavi literally came out. This is a direct quote from him. He came out yesterday after the game and said, "Well, with Dembele leaving, we now need to we need a proper right back.
Yeah.
We can't just go with Kunde the rest of the year." So for me, yeah, get João Cancelo. Because there's rumors we can get maybe Cancelo, and we can get the other dude from Valladolid. What's his name? Fresca, whatever his name is. Let me tell you. There's him, and he's good. He's good. Okay, I'll find his name later because it's gonna take too long. But anyways, yeah, no, he's good. So for me, I get it right back for sure. If we can get Bernardo Silva, like I said on the TikTok, if we can get him and Cancelo, cool. But if I'm choosing one, I'm taking Cancelo.
Yeah, I
Like
agree. Because
we
the
need
thing is,
him.
Bernardo Silva. So there's a difference, right? With Man City, right? Man City doesn't necessarily want to get rid of Bernardo Silva, but they'll get rid of him for a price tag, for a proper price, right? Whereas
Mm,
Cancelo, Man City wants to get rid of him, and obviously they're still going to ask for a pretty penny, given that he's a right back and everything. But it's the
mm.
fact that they still want to get rid of him, and they want, like, Pep just doesn't want him on the team, right? So in that
Yeah,
scenario,
no, he doesn't.
you guys could potentially undercut them a little bit and still manage
Mm.
to pull away. Now Bernardo Silva, despite, I mean, he's still a pretty pretty good age, to be honest. He's not like he had like one of his best seasons, I think, last season.
No, yeah, he's
No.
28, 20. Like him and Cancelo for me
Mm.
are players that like because they're both, I'm pretty sure, the same age. They're both, I think, 28 or 29. They're
Mm-hmm.
both something along those lines. Let me check how old they are real quick.
Okay.
But
Yeah.
also on the topic of that, actually, very quickly, I was looking at this the other day. Man City's team right now is looking kind of light. I can't lie.
Well, so the Gvardiol. Okay, so basically, in terms of Man City, the Gvardiol talks have kind of resumed again, and they're looking like that's kind of going, and it looks like it's gonna finish. Now, I didn't really think Man City needed another center back, um,
Mm.
but
Yeah, they're both 29, by the way. Bernardo Silva's turning 29 in a week, and Cancelo's already 29. So yeah.
yeah. But listen, Man City is Man City. Man City has the best coach in the world right now, and obviously, like arguably the best coach of all time. I'm sure
Mm.
they'll manage to do something, but I think that Arsenal is a very strong contender for the championship this season. But we'll talk about that in a bit.
W-
Let's talk
Yeah,
about one last thing with Barcelona, right?
yeah.
If you guys were to sign Cancelo and Bernardo Silva, right?
Mm.
What would you rate this transfer window out of 10 for Barcelona?
Oh, I give it about, I give it an 8 or a 9.
Yeah.
Because the only thing I would have liked to see more is there's certain players I just like. In my opinion, we should be selling. Like for me, I don't give a shit if you look decent preseason. Eric Garcia to me needs to get sold.
Yeah.
Marcus Alonso and Serginho. I mean, Serginho Dest is looking like his contract's just gonna get terminated
Mm-hmm.
because like he's been so ass.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's not good. Marcus Alonso, I'd sell him. Eric Garcia. I mean, as much as I love Busquets and Alba, I'm glad that they went too. 'Cause, like it was kind of their time to leave. Plus, it frees up like space, obviously. But for me, yeah, like there was at least 5 players that I want to see sold that I don't think we're gonna sell. I think the only one of these players that we could sell. So Longley apparently is linked to Saudi Arabia, which yeah, it was. So he might go Saudi. Kessié might go either Juventus or Spurs, which I'm gonna assume he's probably gonna go Juventus because he's already played in Serie A. Plus, who the fuck wants to go to Spurs? So there's that. And then yeah, Dest might get his contract terminated. Eric Garcia and Alonso looks like they're staying. For me, those were like 5 players that I wanted to sell. The one like Kessie, I wouldn't have mind like I don't mind keeping necessarily. I don't think he's
Mm-hmm.
like bad. But out of like most like out of because we need to sell players obviously to generate some funds, and he's someone I would sacrifice. Now if we keep him, I'm not gonna be like that annoyed. Like
Mm-hmm.
I would keep him. I don't care.
Hawks.
But yeah, for me, those are like 5 players I'd sell. Ferran Torres, I would also sell, but with Dembele leaving, we need to keep him.
Yeah. So this
And
is
plus, he's been looking decent
fair. Okay,
in
so this is a
preseason.
question for you. So remind the viewers how long you've been a Barca fan for, Ibrahim.
Like 13 years, probably about
13
13,
years.
14 years.
So it's 2010, 2009.
Yeah, I mean, my earliest memory of watching Barca was it was 2010 2-0 against Madrid.
Gotcha. Okay.
So,
So
yeah.
based on your 14 years of Barcelona experience, would you say that Usman Dembele, was the biggest flop in signing in Barca in Barca, like your version of Barca? Obviously, you're not gonna be able
Oh
to talk about before.
no. No, Coutinho.
Coutinho, huh?
Yeah, 100%. Dembele, the thing is with him is that like he had his injury issues, but especially since Xavi has come into the team, like he's been coached, Dembele's been probably like our second, at worst third best player in the last probably year and a half. So like no, I'm not. I can't say he's a flop because first of all, Coutinho costs more as well. Like that's the thing. Coutinho costs more. Like even though Dembele has been disappointing, yes, with the price we pay and everything. And yeah, I would still consider him probably a flop, but he's not as big of a flop as Coutinho because Coutinho contributed less and we paid more for him. So
Fair enough.
yeah.
I just want to give a quick shout out to Hijabi Thunder. Thanks for stopping by and watching the stream.
Yeah.
Okay, so now we've covered pretty much what's going on with Barcelona. We're none of us are really big Madrid fans, but we can talk about Madrid for a little bit. So Madrid is like this preseason has been a bit up and down. They had a very strong showing against United, right? It was 2-0, right?
Yeah, they beat United 2-0.
Yeah, 2-0.
Shit as well.
With two pretty like blasphemous goals. You got a chip over Onana by
And a
Bellingham.
bicycle, and like a scissor/bicycle kick from Hazard. Yeah.
Yeah, which were pretty sick. And honestly, like when I saw that game, and like to be honest, like for me, Man United are no slouches. Now we're gonna talk a bit about Man United in a bit, but for me, they're not really big slouches. But
Nah,
but
for me, listen. Yeah, go ahead.
but like Madrid, I thought Madrid was gonna win that when they did, but I think the surprising result for me was against Barcelona. I don't know, they just didn't seem like they were like ready to play that game.
Well, no, I mean, but it's a mix of I'd say like 2 or 3 things. One, Madrid actually played. They had double our shots. We had like I think 12 shots. They had 25.
Hmm.
So, They doubled our shots. They hit the crossbar or post like 4 times.
Mm-hmm.
So like, no, Madrid could have maybe won, but the thing is as well is that like Madrid's team to me is just like is not that great. Like people seem to think Madrid is they're not that great. Trust me, because Danny Carvalho's coming out talking shit, talking about it's only preseason, but when we play them in the game that actually matters, we're gonna stomp on Barca. Like, bro, shut the fuck up.
You guys had their
You
number
old as
last
fuck.
season, huh? Yep.
Yeah, we beat them. What we beat? No, hold up. Last year we beat them 2-1 in the second game, and in the first game of the year we played. How did that end?
I think
Did we?
wasn't the only game that you lost in last season was that was
Yeah. So they
four was
beat
it
us
4-0?
3. Well, no, last year actually they beat us more times than we beat them.
Oh, okay.
Actually, wait, no, it was tied because
Okay.
the first game of the year they beat us 3-1.
Oh,
That was
true.
That was at Madrid, and then we beat them 3-2 in the Super Cup.
Mm-hmm.
In the Super Cup, we beat them 3-2, and we ended up winning the Spanish Super Cup. We beat them, but not 3-2. We beat them 3-0.
Mm.
Yeah, wait, yeah, was it 3-0? Hold on. Yeah, we beat them 3-0 in the Super Cup. I'm pretty sure, and then we beat them 2-1 in the league game. Which me and you watched that together. You remember that?
Yeah,
I
fuck.
think we watched that together, and but that was the game that pretty much like got us the league. And then let's see, and then they beat us 4-0 in the Clasico. So it was pretty much like we dusted them one game.
Yeah, it was back and forth, eh?
It was back and forth, yeah, but like I mean, if you're gonna go on goal difference, then Madrid were better last year. If you're gonna like look at goal difference, I guess.
Fuck. And you know what, bro?
But
Honestly, this season's still gonna be the battle of Real Madrid versus Barca. I don't see any other teams in La Liga really challenging, to be honest. And again, man, if you guys make those
it's
key
Barca.
signs,
I think Barca. I don't think Madrid are doing shit this year. Honestly, I can see them winning 0 trophies because their team is so weak. Like outside the starting 11, their team is weak. The only area where they have some depth in is the midfield. But
yeah,
then again, the depth because okay, if you're gonna go on paper right now, the starting 11 is what? So hypothetically, say they stick with the 4-3-3 again. So Vinicius left, Hazelu striker, Rodrigo to the right wing. Cool. Hazelu's not that great, to be honest. And plus, where's the backup? Like, okay, Valverde can play as a backup right wing. That's it.
mm-hmm.
Like, who? I know that Arda Güler can play as a left winger if need be, but he's injured for the next 3 months apparently. Which also I'm convinced that Madrid just took him to piss
Yeah,
off.
just out of spite. Yeah.
I'm actually convinced they took him just to piss off Barca at this point. One is,
I think it's a bit of bad karma, eh? I mean, like obviously he Arda
Well, yeah,
Güler
I
was like
don't-
caught a bit in the crossfire, but like
you don't wish injury on
of
someone,
course
but
not,
it's
no.
kind of
But
yeah. But the thing is, look, the attack is that, and then even your backup attackers are dudes who don't normally play as attackers. Like they could, but they don't normally. That's not their natural position. So that's already an issue. Their midfield is good because you have, let's say, okay, their midfield would be hypothetically, I don't know, Modric, Camavinga, like Cruz or something, I guess, I don't know. And then you have Tchouaméni, you have Bellingham, you have Ceballos, who's dickhead but decent. You have him, like you have depth in the midfield. Then their defenses, their left backs. I mean, they got okay. So they saw Benjamin Mendy,
He's
all
injured.
Madrid fans. Yeah, he's injured. All Madrid fans want him sold. He's so bad.
Yeah.
Not Benjamin Mendy, Ferland Mendy.
Mendy.
Ferland Mendy is terrible, so he's trash. They got that one dude from their academy. What was it, Garcia? I think. Let me check his name real quick. They got that dude.
Yeah.
Who used to be
where
in the
does
academy
Nacho
as a left
play? Nacho is
Nacho is a right back / center back.
Oh, okay, fair.
Nacho, bro, he's basically like how do I say this? What kind of like? I'll give you an example. He's like a okay, you know Joe Gomez before he became really bad.
Oh yeah.
He's kind of like that. He plays as a center back and right back. He's not necessarily great at either, but he can like do a job essentially.
Okay.
Yeah, Fran Garcia. Yeah, okay, exactly. Yes, they got him as left back. Then their right back would be Danny Carvajal and Nacho, I guess. Then their center backs are Militao, Rudiger, Alaba. Like, let me check. Yeah, Rudiger, Militao, Alaba, Carvajal. Yeah, exactly. Like their team is really like man. Like yeah, the midfield is really good. Their midfield is very good. But like I don't know. I don't see Madrid. Like, if Madrid wins the league, like, here's the way I see it. Would I be surprised if Madrid make it far in the Champions League again next year? No. Because Madrid's team, to me, is only good to compete in one competition. And for me, they don't have the team to compete for the league just because the league is, 38 games, very like long, whatever. Champions League, it's like, every couple months, you have like a few games here and there, whatever. So they could go far in the Champions League, but I don't think that they're going to do anything in the league. I think Barca are going to wash the league by like at least 10, 15 points. I
Yeah,
think.
I think Barca is definitely looking a lot stronger than Madrid at the moment. But obviously things can change. Things can I mean right now Rudiger is injured. I'm pretty sure, so that like weakens them like pretty well in the back pause. Um, but yeah, anyway, I think that will still be an exciting battle between the two.
Yeah.
Dembele is good. What are you saying? Yeah, no, Dembele's great, but he's only great once he's kind of like hitting
Well,
his stride, I would say. But
yo,
like he's on
Dembele is
average,
great. Yeah.
he's an amazing player. Like even, but it's like kind of like Neymar, right? Neymar's an amazing player, and he's one of the best when he's
Oh,
on
yeah.
it, right?
You're not gonna compare
No, no,
Neymar
I'm not. No, no, of
no
course.
way.
But the thing is that if you're a player that's away half the season, right? Then
Mm.
it's it's one of them.
Listen, the way I see Dembele is this. First of all, most of his injury issues were on him, in my
Yeah.
opinion, because of the way he did not take care of himself in his first like few years at Barca.
Hmm.
And then even when he's been like injury free, his best goal return. Like, keep in mind, he's a winger, so he's not meant to have like an insane goal return. But his best goal return for Barca was 14 goals in like 45 games,
Yeah. Fact.
which that's a goal every 3 games, which isn't great. Like, yeah, Dembele. The thing is, I will say this: we're gonna miss his profile because he's very fast
Very
and
fast.
he's ambidextrous, meaning that like one on one, pretty much most defenders can't handle him one on one because he can use both of his feet, so they don't know like
Hmm.
what side to put him on. Because like the thing with Rafinha that you notice that he's decent 1v1 until it comes to shooting because everyone knows he's just gonna cut back on his left. Rafinha can like refuses to shoot on his right foot.
Hmm.
He could have like a wide open goal on his right, but then he'll cut back, try to kick with his left, then he'll get blocked by a defender. That's what I'm saying. So we will miss Dembele, a player of his like I'd say profile, but we don't but we've lost way better players before. You feel me?
Of course, of course. But
Like
like
we're gonna we can survive.
I saw an interesting stat like going back to the Neymar thing, and I forget if it was goals. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it was goals. Basically saying in all 7 years that Dembele was with Barca,
He had
he
40
he had
goals.
40 goals. Neymar had 40 goals in just the 2014-2015 season.
Yeah, well, 39, but yeah,
Yeah, or like you know what I mean?
yeah,
Like
yeah.
honestly,
But
Neymar was just
that's what I'm saying.
different player. But anyway, let's
That's
okay.
what I'm saying. The thing is with Dembele is like, yeah, he's good and everything, but I don't think like we shouldn't be bowing down to his demand, especially that like his agent basically like has been they basically trying to milk Barca. Like, bro, we go to PSG because it's coming out right now that apparently Dembele went to PSG for their sporting project and not the money, which like makes no fucking sense. Have you? This is like looking on paper right now. This is the worst PSG squad probably that I can remember. The
Yeah,
squad is
it's not
so
great.
bad.
It's not great.
Because what are they gonna do? Win the French league most likely, which is like okay, that's easy.
Fox.
And then what's the Champions League not gonna do anything. Like that, like that's the thing. And plus, he came out like over the past few years saying, "Oh, my dream is to win Champions League with Barca. I want to stay at Barca." Blah blah. So now you're trying to tell me that he's going for sporting reasons. It makes no
No,
sense.
I don't get the move, bro. To be honest, because like even take in how like early on in his Barca career, he was kind of falling out of favor slowly with the fans, and then I think last
Mm-hmm.
season particularly, he kind of like
Mm-hmm.
got that back. Like fans were cheering for Dembele, they really loved him,
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like
bro.
in
There
the
was
peak of his like it's kind of similar with Neymar was always loved at Barca, but like taken at the peak of his success with Barca, he won the league and like all and the fans really love
yeah.
him and everything, and then he decides to leave, and it's just yeah, it's
The thing is with Neymar is that despite him being like, despite the move he made being like bullshit, because even he was like, oh, it's for the sporting project, not for the money, which we all know was a
mm,
lie. But at least with Neymar, he gave us 4 years of basically being a top five player in the world for those 4 years. Got us a Champions League, won us 2 league titles. Like Neymar did his thing. The thing is with Dembele is that he's leaving, and PSG at the time you could argue like even though Barca was still like better like project you could say, you could argue him saying, "Oh, I'm leaving for sporting reasons," made more sense, even though like it wasn't for sporting reasons. Now like this PSG project is like pretty much dusted because Mbappe is gonna leave. Like he needs to keep in mind, Mbappe is gonna leave. Messi's gone. Neymar, the club don't really even want him anyway. So Dembele, because obviously he's French, first of all, he's probably going to be like the poster boy, you could say, like the main guy for PSG. And Dembele can't carry a team on his own. So then the fans are going to start booing him, and then he's going to regret leaving Barca. I'm telling you, it's going to happen. I wouldn't be surprised if in literally 6 months to a year from now, you hear rumors coming out basically being like, "Oh, Dembele regrets leaving Barca and he wants to come back." I wouldn't be surprised.
Fox, no, bro, you're spot on there, and um, I think even Neymar, like you could see that brother regretted it. I think he's gonna regret it
Yeah,
to draw on an old
Neymar.
Johan Cruyff
Yeah, the
quote.
the overused ass quote.
Oh,
Yeah,
we use that
no, but
quote.
the thing is, it's true because the thing is, what like if like I'll say the same thing. If Dembele comes up to me, not to me personally, obviously, but if Dembele comes up to the club and says, for example, "Okay, I'm gonna leave." Say he wants to go to like I don't know, Man City. He wants to go, maybe even like an Arsenal, maybe even like a Liverpool. Like, okay, those teams, like you can see a project there. Fine. You going to PSG is like that's not because of the project. And even Xavi himself came out and said we couldn't compete with PSG's offer. Offer meaning what? Money.
Yeah, Fox.
What do they offer? Like that's the thing. And plus Dembele, and I know the way Dembele plays. Luis Enrique, what's his name? I don't know if he'll be if he's gonna fit under an Enrique system, because an
Fox.
Enrique system, like, yeah, a lot of it is possession based, but a lot of it is like really counter attacking and shit. Which, like, yeah, Dembele does suit, but Dembele is also kind of like, how do I say, like the reason why it fits so well when we had Enrique at Barca is because, like, okay, Messi, Suarez, Neymar each kind of had like their own skill set, you could say.
Fox.
PSG's attack right now, if Mbappe stays this year, is really just bare pace.
Yeah.
Like they don't have like, there's no, like, how do you say, control. There's no creativity. There's just basically Dembele and Mbappe taking turns 1v1ing dudes.
Yeah, I don't
And
see
using
where
pace.
I don't see where the chances are coming on that squad.
Like, plus their midfield is like dead.
Yeah.
So, like, yeah, the move makes no sense at all to me. But you know what, bro? I don't give a fuck. For me, the way I see it, I think Barca should. I'm not gonna say easily, but they should probably win the league. Well, considering how weak Europe is right now, there's no excuse for us to not make at least a quarter or semifinals of the Champions League, because this, like, European football is weak as shit right now.
Fox.
It's very weak.
Fox.
Like the top team in Italy right now, which is like Napoli, I guess you could say. I'm not saying like we beat them like 100%, but like Barca shouldn't necessarily be scared of Napoli. Like, we should, like, that's a team that I think we could probably beat. The strongest team in France, PSG, they're shit. Strongest team in England, I mean, okay, Man City and or Arsenal. I mean, yeah, you give it to Man City, but Man City's squad, like I mentioned earlier, is looking pretty thin.
Mm-hmm.
Like, outside the starting 11, their squad actually looks kind of thin, because you need to keep in mind, Mars is gone. Kyle Walker's probably leaving. João Cancelo, they're looking to offload. What's him? I mean, Jesus and Zinchenko left last year, also with Sterling. Like,
Bernardo
a
Silva
lot
might
of their
leave.
Bernardo Silva might leave. That's the thing. Like, a lot of their team is looking light right now.
Yeah.
So, like, and then the best team in Germany, Bayern. I mean, Bayern could be insanely bad, and we can be like, peak Barca, and Bayern would still beat us. We just can't beat Bayern for some
Yeah,
reason.
bro.
So, no, I'm not
Bayern
even
is a
gonna say
different.
that.
I don't know what they do, bro. They be drinking some extra special water over in Bayern.
I'm not gonna say shit, but yeah, no, Barca for me, that's the expectation. Make a deep run in the Champions League and win the league for me, and then I'm good. Fuck Dembele, fuck his agent, fuck PSG, fuck Man United. Let's continue.
Speaking of Man United, let's move on to our Premier League discussions, because there's been some games in the Premier League. Actually, before we say that, just for anybody who's tuning into the stream, tonight, Juventus versus Real Madrid. I mean, Juventus is not like looking that great this year. However, I mean, that's still a battle of giants. So if you guys want to watch it, 7:30 p.m. EST, I'm pretty sure. Is it 7:30 p.m. EST? Tune in.
Yeah, it is. The battle of the mid.
The battle of the once superpowers.
The battle of the mid.
Yeah.
Two mid teams playing against each other.
Anyway, Premier League time, guys. Some of your favorite segments on our podcast. So we're gonna dive right into it. So, you've heard Ibrahim talk about Barcelona, so I'm gonna give Ibrahim's voice a little bit of a break. I'm gonna talk about Liverpool real quick, because Liverpool has been in Germany playing. They've now been in Singapore for a couple of days, and today they played a preseason game, probably the most anticipated preseason game that they were going to play, against Bayern Munich. Now, this is a game that was very frustrating for Liverpool fans, I want to say. Some good, a lot of bad. So let's start with the good because it's pretty short list. So the good is what is that Liverpool doesn't have a problem scoring. It's clear. You can have Gakpo scoring, Jota scoring, Salah scoring, Sabazlai making plays, McAllister making plays, Trent making plays. Their
How
attack
are they
flowing.
looking, by the way, real quick? Just the new signings. How are they looking to you?
Great, honestly. As like ball playing midfielders and just just even like Sabazlai was like playing a pseudo DM kind of like at times. They're fine, but we need a dedicated DM. Our oh my god, our defense is so bad.
Mm.
Gnabry was just exposing our right flank, our right back position because it's empty, right?
No,
So
no, you guys are gonna have trouble this year
we need
because
we
your
if
team
you
is.
want I don't like this inverted shit no more, bro. Because if you had a proper like if we had some center backs that properly could cover that right flank position, that right wing position, or I guess left wing position, then I would support the inverted fullback role slash putting Trent in the midfield. But until we get that, I don't support it. We need a purely defensive right back right now, and then we
Why
need
Konate? Konate's not looking. I mean,
well,
Konate and Van Dijk, that's a decent
they're
setup.
good, bro. But like when you have Konate, right? Because Konate has had some injury issues over the last couple seasons. When you have Konate being replaced by a brother like Matip or a brother like Gomez, bro, you really just you don't have confidence, bro. Allison was like one of our best players today, and we lost 4-3. Like
Yeah, you
take
guys
you know what I
need,
mean?
bro.
Taking the
You
how
guys
how
need
bad the defense has to be for him to play, have a good game, and still lose 4-3. It was just awful.
you. You guys need like five different players because even now you guys sold Fabinho, but who's gonna be your DM?
That's what I'm saying. And what happened? I don't know what LeBron James is doing with FSG right now, bro. But what's going on is like FSG thought like, oh yeah, we're just gonna sign a couple of guys really early on in the window, and we're just gonna wait. No, bro, y'all need to move now. A lot of these teams like Arsenal, bro. Arsenal been moving. They have most of their squad ready. You know, okay. There are some rumors about signing David Raya from what's their face,
Yeah, Brentford. I
from
don't get
Brentford.
that. I
I,
don't
I, I
understand
never
that.
I didn't get it, but at least these brothers are making moves. We have basically made two signings. We've gotten rid of Henderson. We've gotten rid of Fabinho. We've gotten rid of Firmino. We've gotten rid of Keita. We've gotten rid of Ox, and we've gotten rid of Milner. And
Mm.
and we can't for whatever reason we can't sign a brother that's in the championship, Lavia. We're stalling on a brother like Lavia when we really need to be moving. We need to be, okay. This is what would make me happy. Okay, we need three new signings. Okay, minimum. We need the DM. Okay, Lavia. We need a right back and we need a left-footed center back. If we get those, I'd give our transfer window a 7 out of 10. Okay, to get to an 8.5 out of 10, we need a more experienced DM, right? So somebody like a Kimmich, I know we're not getting him, but somebody like him who's already got a lot of years of experience under his belt, ideally Premier League proven, somebody that can literally slot right into that starting lineup. Because Lavia is like still too young. I don't see him playing, going in long stretches as their starting DM. So yeah, I don't know. Overall, we need some work, and we need some work in the back. Pause. Now, so that's Liverpool. It's been kind of the same complaints. FSG this, FSG that. We were kind of happy with FSG for the first couple of weeks of the transfer window, and now we're upsetty spaghetti. But moving on, let's talk about Arsenal.
Yeah, Arsenal. Give me a second. I want to pull out a thing. Give me a second. Let's see. Because the thing is, right now is that let me go to pull the direct quote from Arteta because this is new. Gabby Jesus. So he's had a little procedure this morning. He's injured again, unfortunately. He's had some discomfort in his knee that caused him some issues, so he's going to be out for a few weeks. See, that's the thing. Right now, this is the one area that I don't understand what Arsenal are doing because, okay, we can clearly see Jesus since he's been with us that he's good, obviously, but he's injury prone. And I don't get why there's rumors of us selling Balogun. If anything, okay, Nketiah maybe, sure, but like I don't get why we'd sell Balogun. It makes no sense. Like there's rumors that like I don't get why he's the one we're thinking of selling, but not Nketiah. He's better than Nketiah. Like for me, we don't need to go get a new striker. We have like a new striker. We have one there. Balogun. He brings a different dimension because Jesus is more technically gifted than him, but Balogun's a better finisher. Like Balogun is a goal scorer. He finishes chances. So for me, I don't want to see him get sold. That's that. I mean, overall, Arsenal right now, like they played earlier against Monaco for the Emirates Cup, which we got our trophy, something Spurs can't talk about. Um, we played that, and granted, most of our starting 11, like it wasn't like most of our starting 11 wasn't playing because I think the starting lineup was, bro. We had like I know off the top of my head right now. Okay, let me tell you. So we had Tomiyasu right back, Saliba and Kivior as center backs. Then the left back was Timber for some reason. I don't know why Timber was the left back, but you had him. You had Rice, Partey, and Smith Rowe as their midfielders, and then you had Martinelli, Nketiah, and Fabio Vieira as like our attack. Which like for me, Fabio Vieira, like bro, he needs to eat like some salmon or something. I don't know. He's so skinny.
Yeah, no, he's a thin brother.
He's he gets bodied so easily. Like
Mm-hmm.
him. I mean, Nketiah scored was meh. He was alright throughout the game, I guess. There was him. Rice looks good, but he still looks a bit like rusty, you could say, which I guess is normal. Partey looked very good. Looked very good. Kai Havertz, even with him, he looked pretty decent when he was playing. I think for me, the one dude who like is a concern to me really is Tomiyasu. I don't know, man. He's not like he keeps like Monaco should have scored like 3 goals, and all the goals they could have scored came from Tomiyasu's side. He's not picking up runners. His tackling is bad. He's not. His spatial awareness is bad. He's not that fast. Doesn't have like recovery pace, like recover. Like I don't know. Like for me, yeah, like Tomiyasu, like that's. I'm happy we got Timber because he can like cover as a right back to in White. Because to me, Tomiyasu right now is looking kind of meh. I don't know. The rest of the team, though, I'm relatively happy with them. I don't know. I don't have much to say. Like I told you, Arsenal, I think this year could probably do decent in the league.
I
Probably,
agree. I agree. If you're gonna be bringing in like a world class striker, it would probably be next transfer window. Like I don't foresee you guys signing anybody who's like wow, because I mean the all brothers already spent a lot of money. Like it would be tough in terms of finances.
yeah.
But regardless, like hopefully this whole Jesus thing is just a couple weeks now. Um, he's struggled like I remember last year when the league first started, he was showing some real like strides of brilliance, and then I think ever since he came back from his injury last season, he was kind of like meh, couldn't finish, like just having some overall like issues. So hopefully maybe it was just something that was still bothering him, and hopefully he figured that out, works it out, and comes back. But yeah, I don't know. I think you guys can take what you got and be happy with it. Again, I don't really understand the David Raya stuff. Like Ramsdale is I think like basically you're saying I'm signing this brother to be our primary goalkeeper.
Yeah, because you don't. David Rhea is not. To me, he's not a signing you bring in to be your number two. Because again, Matt Turner is
100%.
not wild, but Matt Turner is like fine as number two. So
Facts.
because to me, like David Rhea is a better goalie on the ball than
Yeah.
Ramsdale. Like his distribution's better, but you gave Ramsdale a 5-year contract literally like 2 months ago, like in May or in June. We extended Ramsdale till 2028. That's a 5-year contract. So
Hmm.
for me, it doesn't like I don't get like the plan with that. I don't know. Like don't get me wrong, if Reyes fine with being the number two or Ramsdale, so like if they're fine being number twos, like that's probably the best goalie tandem in the world, like as number one and number two, fine. But like I don't
It's
know.
just that backup goalies rarely ever see like actual game time.
Yeah, they
Even
don't
like
play. That's what I'm
that's
saying.
the
Like
thing.
what
And
is he
like
gonna do?
Ramsdale's
He
what
might
25? How old's Ramsdale?
Ramsdale, yeah, he's 25. Reyes like 27, 22. He's not young. Like for me, the only way I see this is like, okay, I know Barca did this back in 2015 when we won the Champions League last time. A long ass time ago. I remember what we did is that in the league we had Claudio Bravo, and then in the Champions League it was Ter Stegen was playing every game. So if like that's the goal where like Raya is, let's say, the Champions League goalie and Ramsdale's the league goalie or whatever, like I don't know.
Hmm.
If that's what, like I don't know if that's like the plan. Like okay, if Raya's gonna come, obviously he knows Ramsdale's there, so he must have like Arteta must have told him something, and that's why because apparently personal terms are agreed. Like he wants to come.
No,
So
exactly.
like
So obviously there's already
so
been discussions on that side. So Fair play. Let's talk about United though. And then we'll talk about Chelsea, and then probably that'll be, I guess, it for this podcast. But all right, so United. They beat Arsenal obviously a couple. It's been like a couple weeks now. They beat Arsenal in preseason,
Yeah,
but
they beat us, they beat Lyon, but since then, yeah,
they've
they've
lost
lost
three
to
in a row.
Dortmund, they lost to Dortmund, to Madrid, to Wrexham. I mean, Wrexham, I'm not gonna count just because
Yeah,
like
because it was like a
that was
their youth team.
that was like their under 21 team or some shit. That
Yeah.
was funny, so I'm not gonna count that.
So
But
even if you say
yeah, I mean,
they lost their last two. Um,
the
yeah,
Dortmund game is what I'm wondering. Well, if I'm a United fan, I'm worried because Man United had like visible defensive lapses that caused Dortmund to score like some of those goals. That's why Onana shouted at Maguire and shit,
yeah,
which
that
I
was
thought was
hilarious.
hilarious,
Oh
by the
my
way.
god.
But even Ten Hag came out and said basically, "Oh, yo," in the second half, like none of the players like wanted to play. And keep in mind, second half was mainly first team players. The first half had a lot of reserve players,
Mm-hmm.
like you had like Donny, whatever stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
But the second half had most of the first team players. So
Yeah.
for Ten Hag to basically criticize the first team players and not say shit about like the reserve team. Like if I'm a United fan, I'm kind of worried about that. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know.
I mean, bro, like I mean, you obviously expect more from your first team, right? So, um, I mean, listen, yeah, it's rightfully so. Like, I mean, honestly, Sancho had a decent game, like which surprised me. He felt like a lot more confident on the ball, during that Dortmund game. But overall, yeah,
Mm-hmm.
just shaky. Now, okay, given United's kind of like I've watched most of the games. I didn't watch the Dortmund game fully,
Mm-hmm.
but stupid ass bug. Wow. Anyway, I didn't watch the Dortmund game fully, but basically we have two big signings. One of them confirmed, one of them hasn't been confirmed, but I mean it's basically almost there. Which being a new striker, Hoyland, and a new DM, Amrabat. So
Remember
how does that impact United squad? Because
I
you know,
don't. No, I don't really. I don't think it really does anything because Amrabat's a backup because I mean he's not gonna replace Casemiro unless they play with two pivots, which they're
mm,
not gonna do because they just bought Mason Mount and Bruno Fernandes is the captain, so you can't play a pivot and then have both of them on the field at the same time. So Amrabat's gonna be a bench player, so that doesn't really do much besides add like I guess a bit of depth. And then Hoyland, like I mean he could be good, but he's not like wow so far. So I mean
mm,
like I don't really like I'm not really scared about that to be honest. Like I don't know. My Man United to me is like I don't know. I'm always gonna stick by this. My prediction that I made a few weeks ago on the podcast. Man United's finishing fifth or sixth for me this year. I don't see them doing shit to be honest.
fair, okay,
Like
that's fair.
I don't really because like if they were like because okay in terms of squad maybe they have like a probably a better squad than like let's say Chelsea for example,
Mm-hmm.
but Chelsea don't have Champions League.
Oh,
If Man United were only just in the league, then yeah, they could finish top four for sure. But the fact they have Champions League as well, no, like that's why I don't think they're finishing top four.
Fox.
For me, I think they're gonna regress compared to last year. I think I don't know because the issue isn't necessarily the coach. I don't think like Ten Hag. I think is not. I don't think he's the issue. It's obviously like the board's an issue with like the players they're signing or not signing, kind of the direction of the team, whatever. But the manager can only do so much. So I wouldn't be surprised if it by like maybe midway through the season, I could see United struggling and some people calling for like I wouldn't say maybe sacking Ten Hag, but they're gonna start questioning him. I don't know. That's just my prediction because like I don't see how Man United's actually gonna do better than last year.
Yeah.
And I think after you spend 300 million so far on Ten Hag, you'd expect him to at least build a bit because like Arteta spent money, finished eighth, then finished fifth, and then finished second. So like, finishing fifth isn't great, but progression was there. Like each year, Arsenal got better. United to me this year, I don't think I don't think they're gonna necessarily be better.
Fox.
I don't know.
Fox.
Like I don't see
All
it.
right. So we'll talk about the last team, and then we'll hit you guys with the question of the day, and that should be wrapping up. So where the last team is obviously Chelsea, the team that is had some success actually in the preseason, which is obviously nice for them.
I
But
don't get their signings. Like real
yeah,
quick, you've been seeing the signings they've been making.
yeah.
I don't understand those signings
There's
ever.
been a lot
Ever.
of meat riding too, a lot of glazing, because like every time somebody does something, oh my God, Jackson.
Yeah, no me because look at all they're signing. Like even some Chelsea fans, like bro, what direction are we going into? Because bro, they're signing so many players that like bro, they're not gonna be able to can't gel all these players all at once because like they're signing center backs, they're signing midfield,
Yeah.
they're signing basically like a bunch of center backs, they're signing attackers. They're not signing like they need to. I don't know, man. To be
I
honest, like
think I think
it's
rebuilds
such a
need to happen
weird.
slow. Like
Yeah, it
I
needs
think
to
with
be
Chelsea, like
slow.
their
Exactly.
ego is kind of getting in the way, probably like with maybe the ownership, because they're like, man, we finished 12th last season. Like this is we're a big six club, whatever. We need to change. We need to overhaul whatever. Now, obviously, I do think that they should be making some signings, and they need to change. They need to trim. They have trimmed, and all those things are nice, right? But rebuilds generally happen. The successful rebuilds happen on a gradual level. I feel like they have like even if you have to utilize the January transfer window to like add some more pieces that like based on what you've seen in the first half of the season, you could do that. But
Mm.
I like Chelsea's not going to go, in my opinion. Chelsea's not going to go from a 12th place team to a top four team. Like I genuinely just don't see that happening.
Mm.
And when and then they take on all these signings. Now a lot of these signings are not like super expensive, right? Like a 20 million here, 30 million here, like what have you.
Mm.
But still, like I mean, once you take on all these signings, you're picking up all these contracts, and like then you got to get rid of them if they don't work out. Like you just really make it like hard for you overall. So yeah, for me, Chelsea, I don't foresee them making any like kind of like okay, maybe top eight, maybe top six, but more than that,
Yeah.
I don't see them being top four. Stupid ass bug.
Uh,
Wow.
well, Chelsea to me, honestly, I think I had them finishing fifth or sixth. I think my top four was what man. Well, not in order necessarily, but like okay, it was gonna be like Man City, Arsenal, Liverpool, and Spurs. Yeah, that was my top four. And I
Mm-hmm.
think outside that, Man United, and then Chelsea is like probably sixth or seventh for me.
Fox.
Because I think Brighton are gonna be worse than last year. I think Brighton finished probably eighth because they were sixth last year. I think they go down probably to like eighth. I think Villa drop off a little bit too. Like yeah, I could see Chelsea probably making seventh. I think Chelsea right now needs to focus on being a top six team
Yeah.
for focusing on top four and shit. Because I don't see them actually doing shit. Now keep in mind, like I said earlier, because they're playing one game a season, maybe I mean not a season, one game a week, obviously, maybe. But I don't know. I don't because I mean they did finish 10th under Mourinho like a few years ago, and then the next year they won the league. So they're not winning the league this year, but like maybe they could do better than what I'm predicting for them. But who knows?
Yeah, who knows, man? You never know. But that takes us to the question of the day. Let's just keep it at top at Big Six, because if we're gonna have to speculate on every team in the league, we're gonna go crazy. But who is looking the scariest in the preseason? So just forget everything you know about like that particular team. Just like talk
Are
about preseason, and we're
you
talking about Premier League, and we're talking about who has looked the scariest, and we'll rank them 1 to 6.
so just Premier League? I'm gonna just talk about Premier League. Who's scariest out of all these teams? I mean, okay, I'll be super honest though. I don't know what Man City's results have been. I know that they lost, I think, to Inter. Did they lose to Inter? I think they lost to Inter, maybe, or who's the
I'll
team they
give you
lost to?
I'll give you a quick rundown, my friend, my good.
Let me check, because I haven't kept up with Man City's games,
So they
to
beat
be honest.
Bayern 2-1
Okay.
on
Mm,
Wednesday, last Wednesday.
mm,
Atletico beat them
mm.
on
Yeah,
Sunday.
Atletico. Sorry, it was Atletico, not Inter. Yeah, that was the team.
Yeah,
Okay.
and
So,
you guys are playing them in the Community Shield this Sunday.
no, for me, honestly, the teams, because no team to me has actually looked that like scary. I think if I'm gonna go, if I had to just choose one, and I guess Chelsea. considering how bad they were last year, they've looked pretty decent so
Hmm.
far in the preseason. So like, I'd probably say Chelsea.
Yeah, you have
It's
brothers
Arsenal.
like Mudryk and like even Jackson
Yeah,
and stuff. Like they've been showing out. Like I gotta give props when props is due. I just don't think
yeah,
for me like based on like just the preseason alone, I don't think that like will carry over to a
yeah.
top four finish in the regular season. However, like I could see what you're saying though.
Because scary to me basically is like a team that like was like you expect like a huge leap from them. I think
Mm.
coming up into this season. And for me, Arsenal like well they'd go from what second to first if anything. 'Cause I don't see Arsenal finishing below second. So they go from second to first, which like yeah that's a leap, but like it's not a huge leap. Whereas Chelsea to me like going from 12th to probably fifth, sixth, or seventh is like a bigger leap.
Hmm.
Plus Arsenal this preseason have looked kind of like meh. They haven't been like well. The only game I'd say they look pretty good was Barcelona.
Yeah, I guess Barca. Yeah.
And then they played, yeah, Barca looked pretty decent. Against Man United, they looked meh. Or they're meh. Against Man United, they lost. Then Barca was pretty good. Monaco today was decent. Who else did Arsenal play again? We played, who else did we play? Let me check real quick. We played, God, let's see. So we had Barca, and then we had, did not play anyone else after Barca until today. Yeah, no, we didn't. So we played the MLS All Stars, Man United, Barca, and yeah, like I mean, it was. I mean, we beat MLS the All Stars 5-0, but that's the MLS.
Yeah,
So like,
obviously. Fair
I
enough.
don't know. Yeah, no team has looked scary to me. Like I'm gonna tell you one team to me that looks pretty scary actually. Like outside Premier League, I think Barca look pretty good.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
In the Premier League, I think if I need to choose one, I'd say Chelsea. But even then, like okay, scary is like a
You
stretch.
just
But
think that they're
like
gonna do you just think that they're gonna do significantly better than they did last year. So in that sense, they're scary.
yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
fair.
exactly.
Yeah, my pick was Arsenal honestly, just based on like their signings this offseason. I think once they gel, obviously it does take time because they have made a lot of signings, but I think once they gel, they'll be a real threat. So I'll say Arsenal number one. I'll put City number two because City is always scary. Um, Number three, I guess I'll put. I can't put Liverpool man yet because like they don't like they're scary up front but not in the back. Pause. And then okay, so I'll put Chelsea three. Yeah, okay, I'll put Chelsea three. Um, United four, Liverpool five, and then Spurs six. So that's my
Yeah.
scary-dometer. And then scary-dometer. And then yeah, like I think Barca like if you're talking about like European wise, obviously Liverpool won't ever play Barca in the. I mean, actually that's not true. But most likely
Shut up.
Liverpool won't.
Shut up.
Most likely
Shut up.
Liverpool won't play Barca in the Europa League. And yeah, so anyway, that's our opinion. Let us know what you guys think though. That is our question of the day. That is our stream for this week. Hopefully you guys have been liking these live stream formats. We're gonna go back to obviously our weekly like recorded streams once the league starts back up and stuff because we'll have a lot more to talk about. But we appreciate everybody that came in. Thank you for those that stopped by, asked your questions, and talk shit. We appreciate you guys, and we will see you next week. Yeah, see you guys. Peace out.
Peace, yo.